to flex their stuff in Europe, to go to the ESL Pro League conference. And that would be another huge opportunity for this PaiN squad, a team that continues to demand respect. They're going to go for an early fight. They spot the player out towards the blue dumpster. It's an exchange here with Bowden, but now Bowden is kind of stuck into the corner. He wants Fady to buy him some space, and instead Bowden will create his own. Nice kill, and now he's away, John.
Very nicely done for Bowden. By the way, also, this is the first grand final in Challenger League for both teams. Neither team has gotten this far, which is also very exciting. They'll be, one way or another, it's going to be the first time these teams get out with a first place finish. 1:15 on the clock here. PKL, along with Fady, could be facing off very shortly. But Biguzera, he really owned mid against ATK in the last match. And he was very strong in finding those picks and even hanging back and just waiting for rotations to come through as the rest of his team hit that B site. And I think he's going to try and take that familiar ground here.
It's interesting to see the adjustment over towards B as well. Fady going for aggression. Along doors. It's tough to read too much into this round, obviously, but it does look like it's going to lean towards a B split. Smoke for PKL. That's going to be towards the site, though. If that was in mid, it might actually really help them out, but they chose not to commit. They even had another smoke and didn't use that to go for the mid split either. But here comes the execute. Here comes the utility in. Smoke on for the doors. They're trying to rain flashes in. They've got an insurance policy in the form of Swisher. Now it activates. He's got one. He's got two. A third as well for Swisher. He chews through the bulk of the PaiN players. There will be no escape as Bowden finds the flank. Missed him was the bait. Swisher was the switch, and it worked out to perfection.
Yeah, just fantastic play from Swisher in the cubby there. He comes out at a perfect time and hits the shot. The last one in particular, oh boy, see it there on PKL. Nicely done. That's what they need. They need to put Swisher in prime positions to get frags and also finish off the job after he goes down, which is what Bowden did with the USP. In fact, 2 for Bowden in that round. So everything looks to be kicking off the same way it was yesterday for ATK, which is good news for them. Over on the PaiN Gaming side, they are no strangers to forcing up. They're going to do exactly that here. 3 Tech 9s and 2 P250s coming forward. Fady could have a fight on his hands here towards mid. PaiN poising themselves to be pushing out here, and they got the utility to do so. PKL with a couple of flashbangs, and he's usually the one to be tossing them for his team.
This is going to be a tough one, right? You got Fady, and then you can have MOTM come in as well to make a bit of a crossfire. Tough to get past that with pistols if they want to challenge in towards mid. And actually, Fady's going to come looking. Whoo! We just spotted. The util was out at an unfortunate time, but now he'll be activated. MOTM holding back on the scaffolding. Now he activates. 1 found, 2 found, and it's just about over. Bombs there as well. But PKL wants to make a little bit of noise, and he's dropped 2 rifles. He's at least going to make this round cost something here for ATK. Now, Mr. immediately can pick up one of those guns, so it's no harm, no foul on that. But they've got to avoid letting PKL do any further damage. And he's trying to make a cheeky play, but it'll be answered by the Bowden Master.
There we have it. So good start for ATK. PaiN not getting a single bomb plant here in these first 2 rounds will, of course, be on a save into this one. But this was a great setup towards mid. You had Fady playing at CT and MOTM on the scaffolding. So once Fady falls back, then PaiN might think, okay, we have some space to move up with. But MOTM denies anything from happening. Just against pistols, but still the setup was strong. Here we go, though, into round number 3. PaiN are going to upgrade their pistols at the very least. It's going to be a Deagle and 3 P250s. Nithon wants to save for the ops, so he's just going to go with the dry Glock. Bowden falling back towards B. Some heavy presence towards mid and B. In fact, ATK only have 1 player on A right now. It's MOTM. But I guess having watched the tape, perhaps, that previous match, I realized how much PaiN liked taking mid. Swisher's going to get the opener here on PKL, and Anti-Eco starting off well.
It is clean so far. Fady could have a little bit of a rough engagement as this smoke fades, but it does have the advantage, just has to avoid getting his head ripped by the Deeg. Biguzera is a notorious head ripper. Here's the engagement, but Nithon's on top of that one. Now Fady has some more pressure on. Can't drop here. The numbers will start to get thin. He's brought Mistim into support. That does mean B soft, but fortunately for them, PaiN's not checking. Oh, here comes the hunt. If Fady gets dropped, this whole section of the map is open and ripe for the taking, and he recognized that he has to get away. They came in on the flank, but it was a little bit too late. MOTM couldn't collect, and now Biguzera's actually through into the site, but Fady will win his duel. Reload required. That does allow them further in. The reinforcements are on, though, but Netkeys continues to make some noise. It's down to just 2 players here. Another very costly round. And Akiz, meanwhile, with that SMG, can now create a little something. 30 seconds. He's got no cover. He's just trying to bait out another peek because he knows if he commits that bomb, he's likely a dead man. He's not quite got the kill. MOTM will limp through this one. Survival at a bare minimum for ATK.
I like the idea from Maneka's, trying to fake the plant and drawing out a peek, which he did. The thing is, ATK said, look, if we're going to go out there, both of us have to go. Double peeking it, and that means that there's just too much firepower for Nekas to deal with that MP9. So, there you have it, ATK, 3-0. This is the early start, the early lead they could not get against PaiN in the BO3. And they definitely need it here, considering PaiN is walking into this one with a map advantage. PKL, though, is going to get the headshot early on against MOTM. This is the upgraded rifles coming through for ATK because 3 of their players did get dropped in that previous round. Bowden, watching from Cat with Big Green, waiting for a target. It's actually Fady charging up mid, gets PKL, and keeps the space.
A rare miss there from Bowden. But Fady, he's gone all the way around, and he's got that shot. Zhao was reading it, but he still couldn't get the kill. And, well, Fady doesn't know what he's found. The bomb's in spawn, and Fady doesn't realize it yet. So it's a crisis moment for PaiN. Right there in full panic, and it's about to get worse. Bowden has come in to support. This position is now so strong. There's nothing that PaiN can do in this round. They've got their players completely isolated. They don't have control of the bomb. What can you even hope to accomplish here? Big Uzera kind of needs to work himself, and for all he knows, there's a CT lurking around every possible corner. And his worst fears are about to come true. He's found Fady. He's got this duel. He will eventually come out on top of it and retrieve the bomb. But look at the push here from Mistim. Mistim's all the way through the B tons. Because Zera's just trying to dodge death at every turn. And if he waits too long, he knows it's going to find him. And so it does. All under Nython now. An AWP. And his position known. Backed into a corner. Pushed back behind the car. There is no escape now. And an HE will zero in to take him out of the round.
Wow, that aggressive play has not been stopped here by ATK. It's carrying over from yesterday. Fady just charging up mid, gets one, and it continues pushing onto the flank, which PaiN clearly didn't expect because they did turn around for a moment just to check their flank. But in that moment, he came around that corner and dealt another blow. So great work from ATK. And afterwards, I'm pretty sure he spotted out the bomb in T-spawn because everyone for ATK was pushing up mid. So 4-0 in favor of ATK. PaiN Gaming gonna have to settle for a scout and 4 pistols in this one. And once more, they're challenging towards mid. Nython is very good with the scout, but he's actually not the one carrying it. They're choosing to give it to PKL this time and let Nython rock forward with a Tech 9. Fady, the opener. A lot of openers coming through here in the early goings for ATK.
They are indeed. This is about as good of a start as you can get. I mean, some of these rounds have been a little more expensive, but that last one really rebuilds the faith, rebuilds the forces as well, and now you should have a chance to line your pockets just a little bit more up against these pistols. Pockets feeling flush here, John. Or at least they will be in a moment. Catwalk play. MOTM's got a molly. Is there a smoke for that molly? There is on Big Uzera. Or they can just wait it out. Now the smoke is burned. They got to go through. Uh-oh. The molly's burning. That's going to slow down their ability to actually use this smoke, but no one's going to contest from the ATK side. This is a bomb plant, John. This is a bomb plant all but guaranteed. And indeed, it is guaranteed.
Not sure how I feel about that one. A little bit too much space being given away from ATK. Nython was looking down towards CT. Fady gets one, but he gets traded. Back and forth trades, though. Still the advantage in favor of ATK, and they should get this, Mike. The thing is, the bomb was planted. That's money in the bank for PaiN Gaming. It'll help them get a proper buy-up, even more so than they already would have had since they saved into this round. And just trying to do some damage as PKL. He will go down, though, and that'll be that. At least it wasn't too expensive round for ATK, but the economy is bolstered on PaiN's side. One thing I wanted to mention, Mike, is that the mood might be a little more somber on the PaiN Gaming side because Nekas did unfortunately lose a family member, I believe it was, or a very dear friend. I'm not sure which one it was. I was trying to translate from his tweet, but very sad for him. And again, he was unable to be there, to support his family, to support his friends. So that one hurt him a little bit more. So hopefully, it won't affect him too much, but we have to keep that in our minds. It's just an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, our hearts go out to Nekas. It's never easy dealing with loss. And it's certainly difficult when you need to be away from home. And these guys, the reality is for both sides, right? They make
True.
sacrifices.
Yeah.
They spend time away from family and loved ones and friends in order to pursue the dream, of Counter-Strike. None of these players are in their home right now. Again, they're all in Monterrey. And so they've made sacrifices. They've really committed to pursuing their dreams. And Bowden is going to take the dreams away from PKL's brain. But he has been traded back in kind. Fate. Doors is spotted trying to play anti-flash. His backpack just sticking out. Makes him feel a wee bit silly there. So now a disadvantage for ATK and heavy presence toward mid. MOTM wants to fight this. And the smoke gives him just a bit of cover to do so. PaiN Gaming a little slow into this, but if they win the fight towards long doors... Oh, this could be perfect. The Shadow gives it away the second as well. And now Swisher controls long. PaiN Gaming, their advantage has been snapped away in an instant. A bomb plant likely secured, but once again, in a man disadvantage to try and keep that bomb going off. This time will actually plant for long, which is bold. It's not having control of it. But does perhaps give them a little bit more cover to fight around. Distance gun barrel spotted. That exterminates him. Here's the wraparound on towards ramp. MOTM collects it. It's all onto Big Guzera. Both players working together. Big Guzera faced with two. And while he will find the first, he cannot snap over in time. A defuse on an ATK with the clean 6-0.
Big Guzera was just knocking heads down in that round. A 4K just short of the ace. Yeah, excellent work from him. The fact that PaiN even gets on the site in that situation is pretty nicely done. And Swisher here, of course, kicking things off for ATK and making that man advantage a reality. Still, those were the types of rounds that ATK were losing 2 days ago, when they played PaiN. So that's really good sign for them. 6-0. PaiN still kept off the board, but eventually that's going to end. PaiN are not a team that you can shut out completely for very long.
An opener here for Bowden.
Again.
He's done a great job of creating here, this time with the catwalk peek and a second one as well. Oh, the swing from Fady. Fady emboldened. He's feeling it right now, and well, he will eventually pay the price, but he's done more than enough for his labor, for his effort. He's about to have an engagement with Mistim. He spots the shoulder, though, wants to chase this, but Mistim is away. And once again, PaiN Gaming are down to just 2, John, and they're so very isolated. They're on opposite sides of the map.
I mean, the game plan's definitely shifted, and I mean, it started against GG. Send Fady out, set him free, charge up, make the space, get the frags. That's what he's doing here tonight again. And everyone else, Swisher's putting himself in a good position to find the frags, and he's being set up well with flashbangs. I love it. I love what I'm seeing from ATK. Now it's time for PaiN to get this going for sure. I'd love to see a bit more fight on their side. Nekiz and Hardzao, the last two standing here. And the good news for PaiN, they continue to find a way onto the A site. They're getting those bomb plants now. So it's starting, but they need to start winning some duels as well. And this could start here. Neck is going towards this A site. He does spot out the player information gain. He's got Hardzao on his back. Still possible to clutch this one out. As bomb's going to be planted for Cat, and Neck is going to immediately retreat in that direction because he doesn't want to get caught on the site unnecessarily.
No, he does not. ATK have been really content to let these bomb plants come through, though. But can PaiN actually secure this? They've got one more flashbang. Nekiz could maybe toss that to set up Hardzao. There's the flash out. Peak doesn't necessarily come to fruition. It holds ATK at bay for a moment. There's Hardzao connecting. They need a lot more of that. Hardzao will deliver. And it's just down to the 1v1, and Nekiz
there it is.
Delivers. PaiN are finally on the board. One bullet would have done Nekiz in, but it could not find home.
Yeah, you can't keep giving PaiN that much space to get the bomb plants. It worked out for ATK a couple of times, but in that one, they were so well set up, and Hardzao knocking down the pins, and then Nekiz the last one, or excuse me, PKL, last one going to him from Cat. Well played. PaiN Gaming cracked the scoreboard. I think we're just going to start having a game on our hands, Mike. Nithon gets the opener on to Bowden, and now PaiN are starting to heat up.
Fady's got a bit of a cheeky spot here. In towards lower already. Problem is they're not threatening tunnels. Instead, it's catwalk. Swisher locking down long. Makes life a lot easier here. But Fady doesn't have the information. They've gone past him. This could actually get kind of weird. It's Nickis who will be lurking back in towards the tunnels. But here's the spot for MOTM, and he's dropped. Fady does find his. Keep the numbers in, and now it's Swisher. Damage done, but no kill yet. The nade might find it. No, it's Biguzera instead, who takes the shrapnel on the chin. So Swisher dropped, continuing to fight despite his teammates not being close at hand. And Fady's going to take so long in this rotation. Missed him, has to be careful about getting isolated in the meantime. Did he just get spotted? I don't think so. He's going in. He's going ahead of it. Fady is just now coming around, but missed him. Will strike first. They're working together now, John. Now they can get activated and missed him on the edge of the smoke. He's got it. The shots aren't on. But is the bomb planted for Cat? It is.
No smoke either.
Oh, the Molly. The Molly. He can't get out. It's a full 10-second defuse. But Nithon has to risk it. Oh, the flashbang's there. The shot connects. But there's no time.
Oh, wow. What an effort by Fady, and missed him. But unfortunately for them, time runs out. No kit is available, and PaiN will secure the round. Bowden, along with Fady, continue to be aggressive here, and that's why there's so much space towards Cat that PaiN Gaming have continually been abusing. And I think the ATK, look, I love the aggression, I love the style, but get a little more presence on Cat, and maybe back away from that aggression after a certain point. But we'll have to see if that happens. That adaptation doesn't matter for this round, because PaiN's just going to walk onto the B site, Mike, and probably knock down everyone on ATK, and there it is.
One kill at least for Swisher. That might give them a gun that they can take into the next. Fady and Swisher both having those rifles. It's certainly worth saving at this juncture. While PaiN might go for the hunt, they have a lot of cash themselves. We'll find the first. Surprised that Swisher would even come into the fight to that degree. They are continuing to try and fight here. Not a lot of success on it. Now MOTM with 1 point of health. John, where can he hide?
Not very many spots. He's got the AK. He's trying to save. He's already given away his position. They're going to chase. He has to keep running towards the A site, because if he hunkers down here at long, I'm pretty sure PaiN are going to send all 4 players down there. They don't have enough money potentially to go for this, but I think they want to try and get some money. If it's worth it for them, they go around. Oh! Tim gets pulled. Maybe the third. No! There it is. Nick is the third player in. Will get MOTM, but it's expensive for PaiN. I don't think they care, though, because they wanted to get that gun out of ATK's hands and make that round completely very expensive for them.
Wow. MOTM, a snappy bit of spray control there, but he was so wary of a player coming from the site that he backs into that final bullet. Nice little save effort. We'll see if it makes a huge difference in the long run here.
Fady's going to get connected on down to 20. Just want a correction there. Wow. That was an eco round for ATK. So actually, that's pretty good from MOTM, even though he can't save the AK. Yeah,
no, it's a pretty solid round. Now the question is just, can they follow it up with a round win here? Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. Catwalk control has been lost. Heavy presence out towards long for ATK. They haven't had much interest in contesting Cat, except when Bowden's gone for the aggressive initial picks. But this round, because Fady couldn't afford the armor on top of the AWP, he's keeping that big green. And, well, he's not keeping it for very long.
They're still not going for those close-range engagements at Cat or ATK. Usually you can post someone up here, but they really just want to take it long range, give PaiN the space. Neck is going to get another one onto miss him, and then Bigu finds MOTM, who can't hit his spray. Yeah, this round is going to be done. ATK are just going to save at this point.
Decidedly over. That bomb is going down. The round is done. Question is, can these 2 rifles make its way through? Because PaiN Gaming are about to find 4, right? And now this opens up the half in a big way. The economy's on the back foot for the CTs. Pressure has mounted here from PaiN. Yes, you had a lousy start to this one, but the recovery is well on its way, John.
Oh, there's no question, and it's expected. PaiN, like I said, 6-0 doesn't usually get extended very further than that against them, and Bowden will find PKL trying to chase a little bit, but it's going to be 4 rounds in a row regardless for the PaiN side, and I think at this point, they might just also pull the plug on chasing down these ATK players, because they know they have them on the ropes anyway in terms of economy. Still, these 2 rifles could prove to be important for ATK, as they will get carried forward into round number 11. Timeout going to be called. ATK wanting to talk things over. I think honestly, Mike, an adjustment that probably needs to be made here is just putting a player closer up on Cat, especially in the rounds where you don't necessarily have an advantageous rifle or weaponry.
I mean, it's not even something you need to do consistently, but a threat in there.
Yes.
Something. Because PaiN have been able to take that control pretty comfortably. And they've been able to find catwalk-based bomb plants in most of the rounds they go A, right? Even when
Yes.
they weren't winning.
Yes.
They were still getting the bomb down quite comfortably, and that's a decision that ATK has made philosophically to allow it. Let's see where they go. Yeah, we're going to get more of that catwalk presence, so this is the adjustment that they call. Bowden back up there with the rifle. It's not going to get the quick op peek, but he'll try and make something happen with the M4. And I think he's going to have an opportunity here. They're pressuring through mid, but even when they do this, they frequently come back into the cat play. And as I say that, Bowden's readjusting just when PKL would be coming into his crosshair. Timing going to be huge here. Molotov to potentially force Bowden out. Indeed, it does come through, so he's off the angle. And meanwhile, Fade's been dropped. So long control lost. The two players remaining towards A kind of have to readjust now.
That's such a good molly to throw, Mike, especially considering that PaiN could have gotten complacent and said, oh, we're always getting Cat, might as well not waste a molly here, but they don't take a chance, and that clears up Bowden.
Smoke down, that's potentially well-timed. But as we well know, PaiN do occasionally like to challenge these. And they're certainly setting up the util hit for the A play. With no information in towards mid as well, it's not like ATK can really read or react. They can't start to send the rotates in at all. Swisher's going to try and buy time with the flashbang set up a peek, but he's down for the count a little bit too far ahead of his own flashbang. That allowed Nekiz to line up his shot. Bowden is going to control long, so that at the least does open up the possibility they make a play back in. With two rifles in control of Bowden, he might just try and get one of his teammates on over, especially as that deep shot misses. Yeah, Bowden's ferrying the guns. He's going to be the arms dealer here for MOTM.
So at least they get those two rifles out of this round once more. It wasn't a heavy investment for ATK either way, so they'll be okay. The thing is, PaiN are about to match the round win streak that ATK had, as they've already hit 5 in a row and looking to make it 6 in that next one. Not to mention these last two rounds, they've had 3 or 4 players left standing, so their bank is starting to build up quite nicely. So with that bomb explosion, PaiN will settle in and get ready for round number 12.
One round, all that separates these two teams now. And we're going to get the double op investment here from ATK. Don't see a lot of this from the team, right? But
no,
considering Fady picked up the op earlier on, I suppose this was just a matter of time now. Bowden's going to go aggressive with this. This is what this frees him up to do, but double scoped. He doesn't even see Nithon with the peek. There's a trade there. No, Molotov forces them back, but missed him with the damage and a follow-up from Fady. Here's that second op activating, but only for a moment. Big round from Nithon. 2 impact kills, but he'll be taken out of Impact's possibility. It's all on PKL now. The captain of the squad, the in-game leader, has to do it all himself. That bomb is planted. It's ticking away. And he's got enough time to readjust. Chooses to make his bed in the tunnels. It's here that his fate will lie. ATK letting time riddle off this clock. They've got smokes. They've got flashes. But this first engagement could be the most important. And it's PKL to take one, but not the second. Swisher just hangs on by the fingertips. ATK will maintain the lead, at least for this moment.
I mean, look, missed him is so critical in that round. We talked about his clutch potential in that last matchup against PaiN, where he was so critical in helping ATK get back on the board in both Dust2 and Ancient. And right here, 2 frags at the beginning of the attempted entry by PaiN onto that B site really slows things down and gives the opper Fady a chance to pitch in as well. And just well played from ATK. Then Swisher wins the 1v1. So they get back on the board. They deny a 6th round in a row from PaiN, but because PaiN was able to build up so much economy, they're right back on to the full-on buyout, 4 AKs and the op, and ATK can't afford the double op into this one, so it will be 4 M4s and the op on their side. Bowden tags Nithon as he tries to get out of view, so Nithon limping away from that fight. Is he going to come back? He does. He's going back into it. Bigu's got a chance to punish, but he can't connect on the headshot. Bowden finds him, and MOTM's all the way up towards towards top mid,
Oh!
takes out PKL. Bowden's not phased at all. He also charges into lower tunnels to get Nekis. What an aggressive round from ATK, and it pays dividends in such a big way.
It does indeed. I mean, they're setting the pace now. They're setting the pace. They're taking the initiative, and now PaiN Gaming are left with just 23 points of health between the two of them. Damage on Hardzao and Nithon is just lethal. It's brutal here. So there's still a minute on, but how can they even think about taking the initiative, right? Where do you even go here when you're just a bullet away from death? Well, okay, if you're Nithon, you go kill. An engagement down mid, a swing that didn't need to happen there for Mistim. And ATK have to be
watching for this push.
Yeah, they got to be careful not to overplay this hand, and it seems like Bowden might be the next to do so. He's not doing it just yet, though. He's holding where he's at, and with 35 seconds, eventually PaiN do have to make a move. Question is just who flinches first.
Maybe Bowden just wants to tuck in here.
It's a good
which
read.
isn't a bad play.
Nithon will have to move. 20 seconds. They got to go if they're going to go. This is going to turn into a save. So now Bowden can be activated. Ooh, knife out at the wrong moment. He just had to connect one, and Hardzao instead will hunt him down. Yes, there's no chance that they can win the round, but at this point, there's no chance that ATK can actually hunt.
Yeah, Bowden probably should have waited a little bit longer to go for that. Maybe beyond time, right? Beyond the 0 seconds on the clock, so that he could try to punish the economy even more on the PaiN side. But either way, it's a fantastic round for ATK. Can't take anything away from Bowden because he was the spark on those 2 op frags to get ATK onto this 8th round victory. And of course, ATK do take the half by finding that. That said, PaiN saved a couple of rifles. That means a full-on buy-up is going to come to bear here for them. PKL swinging around from lower tunnels, misses the shot, and he actually gets one before going down. Hardzao found Swisher as well towards long. That means it's a 3v3 with even numbers, even though it looked like for a moment ATK had a window to take a bigger advantage.
Very much still in doubt, and with so much time still on the clock, PaiN Gaming do not have to commit either direction. So they'll rotate. Start to bring the presence back in towards tunnels, and that means there's going to be pressure onto Mistim. I'll try and bully him. If there is an Achilles heel of this CT side, it is sometimes Mistim. And he's just going to leave. Set up some utility for his teammate to peek in towards mid and try and take this information. MOTM, well, how does he read this? He hasn't seen anybody, but he might think it's a play towards long. And instead, Mistim may be about to find his hands full. He's found the first, though. He's juggling these. No problem here. That bomb will be planted. Mistim can't deny it, but he'll keep the man advantage alive for the retake. And that's what's key here. Nithon posted up. Could be the next point of contact. And Bowden stripped away. Makes this a little bit easier on towards the hold. ATK are feeling the pressure now. Mistim and Modem, the M's of the team. They need to be the masterminds here. The timing may have just worked out. There's none left, but Nithon's not looking for it, and he's down for the count. Now it's all on a Hardzao. His position on the platform was known. He'll swing for the tunnels player, and he's got it. Mistim alone, swinging out, but it's Hardzao all the way. 4 huge kills in the round, and a big clutch.
Yeah, that's a very big clutch coming through for Hardzao. He's typically been the quieter player throughout these playoffs for PaiN, but in this one, he's jumped to the top of the scoreboard with that 4K, and you saw MOTM. I think he wanted to wait a little longer to see if he could spot out Hardzao before going for that, but he realized that Nithon might be turning around, so he didn't want to take any chances and goes for the frag. 6 rounds still picked up by PaiN. One question mark in that round, from me anyway, for them is that they had a couple of smokes. Could have thrown a smoke for the doors and avoided losing more manpower as they walked into that site and made the round maybe a little bit easier for them. But I guess they just didn't want to give away that they were going to that B site too early on. So it doesn't matter either way. They win the round one way or another. And that means we're going to go into round number 15 and possibly going to be the as close as it can possibly get. Let's jump into the action. What does ATK have? They got an MP9, a Scout, and 3 M4s, so no big green to help them out in this one.
No, certainly not, though that Scout can be lethal in the hands of Bowden. And he's going to try and fight with it early on, right? He wants this engagement, he wants this heat, but he's not ready for it. That's a spicy shot from Nithon, and, well, Mistim will at least ask some questions, but only for a moment. The nade will help escort him out of the round. And a 2v4 here. It's 2 rifles, to be fair, for ATK, but it's a pretty dire situation. Fady will try and flow back in towards that B site, but PaiN have plenty of time here. They don't have to overreact. They can sit and wait. See if one more kill won't land in front of them on a silver platter. And indeed it does. So there we go. All onto Fady. He'll make the hero play for the first, but he's already down to 12 points of health, and they know where he is, so they can just leave. On towards A, and down goes Fady. 8-7 to send us to our first halftime break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Close as close can be, John. Close as close can be.
Yes, it is.
Oh, look at this. Oh, mid they go. Okay, this is spicy. 3 players are sort of more focused on towards B, so it's not a bad read for PaiN, but they're trying to come back in towards the fight. Nighthon strikes first. There's another as well. It's falling apart for ATK, but no bullets in. Means it's all on a Nighthon, and suddenly it's completely swung. PaiN killed 2 in mid, and it's all over for ATK. That looked like it was so in control for PaiN.
It really did. ATK just came up with 4 frags in literally 2 seconds. I don't know how that happens. Just a great push, I guess, by Fady coming through and Swisher from the tunnels dealing with everyone else. Wow, ATK, that's the type of round, again, that was going PaiN's way in the previous matchup, in those pistol rounds in particular, but ATK are the ones to steal one away. That could prove to be very critical in a very tightly contested matchup so far. Fady's going to get the 2 openers towards long on the force buy for PaiN as well, and that's a 5-3-3 right off the docket, but here's Nighthon with that scout. So good at getting the tags, but this time only one, as Mistim drops him to dirt.
Space gain here. This could be a big kill for Hardzao. If he executes, he does eventually. The problem is, look at the health, right? They can't hope to go for this retake, so it's just going to be the save. Hardzao does get the Galil at the very least. Something to take through in the next, but it's ATK guaranteed a 10th round. 2 belay digits here, and the fast start again. PaiN Gaming struggling at the beginning of these halves, and, well, we'll have to see if they have the wherewithal to drag this back once more. Do you believe, John? Are you feeling the ATK hype?
Definitely. I mean, I believe either of these teams can pull it off, to be quite honest with you, Mike. And PKL is going to get the headshot on to Mistim, so that's something, as they're just trying to save what they've got in their hands. A Galil and a Scout, not much HP left. Only 50 combined amongst these 2 players. And, well, ATK doesn't really want to chase. Even though they have the money, they said, you know what, it's better to keep these rifles in our hands and not have to reinvest too heavily. They get to double digits first, though, Mike.
They do indeed. They do indeed. They're likely to build upon that further because despite the saved guns, there's really nothing else to put behind them here for PaiN. So very limited are the Brazilian squad. 4 players fighting out and towards a long section. They'll go for the stack, which makes a lot of sense when you are this limited. What can they even hope to accomplish? As soon as ATK realizes where the presence is, well, they got half the site just about opened up for them. Just PKL to worry about here over towards B, and it seems like early on with the utility, they may have just guessed right. But no, they're going cat. They've drawn focus, they've drawn presence, and they're taking this cat control, and well, for PaiN, this might represent a bit of an opportunity.
Yeah, especially since ATK are walking into the rifle of Hardzao.
All right, Hardzao. What can you do with a Galil? With that inferior of T-side guns. You can find the first kill, looking for the second as well. Good damage done. It's starting to get a little spicy here. ATK are being held off of the bomb plant, but they will just leave. Why not? I thought gets a kill in mid. That may be why not. Just a USP, though. He's down for the count. As soon as teammates will follow, they can just avoid and go on towards B. There's not a whole lot that PaiN Gaming can hope to do, and indeed, that does seem to be the case. So ATK have identified the light site. And now with the bomb down, this is a very different story, John.
Yes, indeed. But what a fantastic adjustment from ATK, realizing what is happening, and they get away from Cat with their lives and say, you know what? The presence is clearly there. They are limited in economy. That's probably the stack towards the A site, and they immediately move away from it. Nighthon was also spotted out because he gets that frag. The thing is, I love that play from Swisher because Nighthon could have gotten the upgrade, and instead of Swisher saying, oh, let's go to the bomb site, play it safe, he doesn't. He charges right up mid, makes sure Nighthon is taken down, and then retrieves the rifle and brings the Galil back as well towards his side of mid. So well played from ATK. Hardzao will still collect on another one, makes it a 2v2, and at this point, again, ATK just want to save their rifles on forward. Same thing for PaiN. Not that bad of a round in terms of punishing the economy for PaiN, but it could have been
Oh. All right. A bit more pain, if you will, on the tail end there.
This is where, yeah, Hardzao could have punished. Just missing on those shots with the Galil.
Perhaps. Could have changed the story of that round, but here's where the big play is going to come through, and it does seem like we have a bit of applause beforehand. It's just a quick one, though, folks. It was just a little technical issue that had to be ironed out here for PaiN. Maybe someone spilled water on their mouse pad. That's a classic. Someone had to go clean their sensor. Pull out
Or
the little ball that's in the mouse, you know, John.
Yeah, or energy drink spilled. Very
Mm.
typical of esports.
A monster, perhaps.
Yes.
Marathon might have his hands full. Flashbang over. He's forced off the angle. And the second flash catches him. There's the spot, but he's got Big Goo to support. So if they come around the corner, they might be in for a world of hurt. And there's the hurt. The hurt's named Big Goo. And he is hurting them oh so good. 2 players down mid, locked down. And ATK rebuffed in a big way early on this round. Okay, but missed him. Missed him rebuffs the rebuffer. Is that just
Still
a buff?
He takes a lot of damage, though, in that engagement, Mike, regardless of what it actually ends up being. He's down to 17 HP, so it's still going to be quite difficult for ATK to get a proper execute here. That said, B is pretty ripe for the taking. Do they have smoke? They have 2 smokes, so they can go for the mid to B smoke and then put the execute on into the tunnels. Maybe have 2 players coming out from there. The thing is, with that Molotov thrown, perhaps they're just trying to attract attention to the B site at this point. Force a rotation. PaiN's not biting.
No. No, they are not. Instead, Nekiz is about to do some biting of his own. Biting of ankles, perhaps. Or
Ooh.
biting of bullets. A little unfortunate there. Nithon will be able to collect the first of any Molotovs to force him out. There is one. Swisher, though, will do it with bullets. Save his Molotov for another day. So 2-on-2 here. PKL might want to make a move before his teammates close at hand, but that could be risky. Enormously risky. That nade so close.
No.
If it's just a little deeper there, John, it might have denied the
yeah.
bomb plant entirely. Oh, no. Molly in the nick of time. There's the kill on him. But now Molly means Hard Zao can't press forward. They'll have to wait for it to extinguish. They do have a kit on Hard Zao, but they need to deal with Swisher in the meantime. They can double play. Just 1 point of health on Hard Zao, but he can bait for PKL for the execution, and Swisher's just trying to buy time, just trying to buy clock. He's doing a good job of it as well. Hard Zao kind of actually needs to die here to allow the kit to his teammate, but he can do no such thing, at least not in time. It's Swisher to take both.
Swisher, wow, what a round for him. I think 4 overall. The scoreboard was a little glitch because I think we lost a player on the ATK side. But yeah, well played for him. Look at that entry on long. I honestly thought he was dead to rights, and he still gets it. And indeed, it was 4 frags total for Swisher. 12-7 for ATK, who have held PaiN off the scoreboard so far in this second half. So those early starts that they were struggling with in the previous engagement with PaiN on each half, in fact, not the case. This time, they're the ones with the hot hand. Looks like we still are missing a player, though, Mike, on the ATK side. But, man, that round looked like PaiN were in full control, and Swisher just blew it wide open.
That he did. 22-8 is Swisher's scoreline.
Jeez.
That's pretty bonkers considering how contentious of a map this was until fairly recently. It's wild. But since the half switch, obviously PaiN haven't been able to get on the board. That's only been 4 rounds, but Swisher's been a big part of those 4.
It just feels like Swisher's been climbing up a hill since the beginning of the season, starting off a little bit down in terms of stats and just continuing upwards from there. Even in the playoffs, he just keeps getting better and better and better.
That he does. Soon he's going to be on Everest at this rate. Numbers only go up, John. Numbers only go up. That's at least what a certain questionably financially minded community has been trying to persuade people. Unfortunately, they've been reminded a little bit that numbers do, in fact, sometimes go down.
Yes.
Numbers that keep going down, John. They keep going down.
They do. They do.
But Swisher's number, it only goes up. If there was a Swisher coin, I'd be diamond hands right now.
We need a Swisher sticker, Mike.
Swisher sticker?
Yes.
Swisher sticks? I'd take those too.
Yes.
This last major was like the wish fulfillment for me for a lot of stickers,
It was,
especially for the
yes.
Complexity gang.
Yeah.
And OC over on Liquid. We're so close to Party Astronaut stickers too.
Yeah, that's true.
Now those may never happen, John.
Unfortunately, I really did want to see their logo come through.
Dude, their logo would have been sick on gun.
Yeah. Yep.
Rip.
Oh well.
Rest in pepperoni.
Mhm.
Oh, here comes the hit. Here comes the execution. Biguzera doesn't actually have to activate just yet. His teammates are doing a good job of that instead. The Deagle and the off working in concert, and now it's Biguzera, but never mind. Swisher once again will just clean sweep the site. Unreal. So many situations where it seems like it's getting out of hand for ATK, and Swisher just kills everybody. He just kills everybody, John. That works. Who cares about a man disadvantage if you could just have Swisher get a 3K out of nowhere?
A two-man disadvantage, and Swisher, I mean, unbelievable. He comes out, gets the first. I thought he was going to eventually go down to Biguzera, but that smoke actually probably more detrimental to Bigger than it was to Swisher. He gets the frag through it. Mistim's going to wrap it up with a pretty bow with the final two on PKL and Hardzowen. It was an eco round for PaiN that started off looking really, really good, but Swisher, again, steals it away from them.
I think PaiN just activated Swisher's trap card. I feel like there's mirror force going on here, man. It's just suddenly, oh, you think you're winning? No, you. 25 kills, 20 rounds. By golly. That boy good.
Whew. Yes, he is.
Ooh-wee. Bowden gonna try and be good here. My Swedish accent needs work, otherwise I'd try that one. I'm getting some practice lately, John, but it's a tricky accent to figure out.
Yeah, not the easiest.
Not the easiest at all. Not the easiest language.
No. Far
I'm working on it. It's on the list of languages to learn for CS. I think Portuguese is a little more imminent, though.
Yes, agreed.
Also a tricky language. Why can't, the good CS countries have just simple dialects to learn? Man, apparently, like, Malaysian's a really easy language to learn. We should work on that Malaysian CS scene. Nithon finds one. Neck is taken out in turn, and Nithon needs to get his way out of here. No, he's punished. MOTM with the chase. That was a great chase to have. Didn't want to let the Alper escape, and indeed, he does no such thing. So pressure onto Biguzera. Someone isolated here, and Smokes may not even allow him to do much of anything to influence this round. He's been spotted, but are ATK going to realize that the site is vacant if they do? Well, what can PaiN Gaming even hope to accomplish? Their money is dire. Oh, and there's a world where a save might be a good idea, as they're just running out of rounds to even influence this map.
Fady could punish here. Oh, no. PKL's going to get the headshot. 3v3. I don't think PaiN's going to go for it, though. Yeah, they've fallen back. They had two players right below Cat and said, oh, this position is really not that good. ATK has the high ground. We need to back off and surrender a 14th round hard. I would go down to Mistim here. Oh, no, he doesn't give his position away, and he will tuck in. So good job by PaiN to get those rifles away from ATK, but still, it's ATK coming out with a very nice round victory. The thing is, and Nithon was in a really tough spot early on. There's two options you have with your Nithon. You either hold the angle and try to get the frag, or you fall back. The thing is, falling back without utility support is extremely difficult. And once you turn your back, you are exposed for at least 2 seconds. And, well, you saw the result there. MOTM peeked around the corner. Even with low HP, he had the frag.
Bit of brutality. Bit of punishment. PaiN Gaming haven't been able to get on the board since the half switch. And there's just not too many more opportunities. This is kind of do or die now. What can they do? They've not even got the AWP here for Nithon, right? It's limited. There's the swing. There's the punish. Hardzow isn't coming along for this ride. And they want to chase on in. They want to pressure on in. Bowden has burned, but can they take out PK? Oh, no! He gets two. It wasn't quite. It wasn't quite, but golly, was it close. 2 bullets. 2 headshots. Because they'd gone through the Molotov, that was more than enough to clean them up. So PaiN Gaming here now with a massive advantage in a critical round. It just gets better. It just gets better. They're on the board.
Wow. Look, Bowden really wanted to push through that Molotov. He didn't necessarily have to, but he was hoping to get the edge. The thing is, they really need to throw a smoke into it because he didn't even get past. And yeah, you see there, PKL, they line up for him. He delivers. 8th round for PaiN and the first round of this half. Let's not forget, for PaiN Gaming coming through. Need a lot more than that because ATK has built up a 6-round lead here and a ton of money in their pockets that leads to a full-on buy-up again here. But it won't be as pretty should they lose a 9th. Let's see if they can crack through that B site this time. They were just a little over-eager, Mike.
ATK grouping up for this B hit, but there's a lot of bodies here for PaiN. It's PKO close at hand, but he's got the support coming through. That nade. Slow down ATK, but no, they're determined. They're out. They're in. And it's not looking good initially. The first hit rebuffed, and they're melting away one after another, but missed him. Might do some melting of his own. Hearts out! The lineup drops 3.
Oh no, ATK on this B hit. And the B executes, they've not looked very good because they continue to line up here for the PaiN riflers, and PaiN is going to deliver happily every single time that opportunity presents itself. And this time it's Hards out with the 3-piece, and PaiN on to 9. That means the economy is indeed a little bit rough for ATK, and they're just going to go for, it seems, a full-on save. Only thing invested into this round is the Deagle in Miston's hands. Outside of that, they're just hoping for a bomb plant. They're going to charge up towards Long into the meat grinder. Maybe no. Swisher with the Glock gets the frag onto Nekis. Big Uzera is going to have to deliver his knife on, and they probably have this on lockdown. Great little crossfire they've set up. And Fady along with Swisher just going to try and fall back, but at this point, not much else they can do.
No. BKL is up to the task. So double digits found here for PaiN, and as we saw in the first half, sometimes all it takes is that first round to crack through. That first moment for the economy to settle down and stabilize a little bit, for them to start to roar back into this. Problem is they've waited so late here, right? There's no margin for error. You got one more round you can give up before this is just all over. So ATK is looking to deal that death blow. Oh! And that's a gut punch of a way to start it. Damage onto Hardzell, but it's pressure into Long that they're trying to bring. Nekis and Nython are set up for this one. Can Nython provide the overwatch? He can indeed. Now Nekis tries to activate back in for more of a fight. He wants to get into the pit, but he's not able to do so. That was a trap that ATK did set. Now Nython has to readjust. It's heavy presence here. And our ATK still going to attempt this long fight? No, not in particular. They'll leave Swisher, and now they'll make a move up Catwalk instead. But this is going to be the next big fight. 2 players here for PaiN. And they're trying to go in for some aggression of their own, timing everything. Nython drop. Big Goo takes 2. My. Numbers are even, but a chance at the bomb plant. No one in position for PaiN to deny this. Bowden's wary of the flank, though. He's so wary of the flank. He's wary of the Xbox player, and that's going to slow him down. That's going to slow down the bomb, but for good reason. There is a player here, indeed. He's got to go. Minute still on the clock, but while the utility still exists, he wants to try and get that bomb planted. They're chasing straight through. Can't quite catch him.
Wow.
He needs help. He needs Swisher to come on in here. He needs these shots. He realizes they're already out, and he will suffer for his error. But what a shot! What a swish! He's been phenomenal. Now he's looking for kill number 30, and he's got the bomb to play off of. PKL has no smoke. The bomb is exposed. The bomb is in the open, and PKL knows this. Maybe the AK isn't the best gun for this, but one bullet is all that he needs, provided it finds the dome, provided it finds the cranium. PKL's pulled off. He does have a kit. But at some point he needs to stick it. And he continues to get peeled away, trying to hope for the fight. And he's running out of time, running out of seconds. And he's going to go ahead and concede.
Wow.
Swisher's won it. Swisher's done it all.
Despite a little bit of a slip up there on the A site, Molotov throwing a little too late, Swisher hits the one tap, threading the needle for a very precise shot, and that gives ATK their 15, because afterwards there was just no defusing that bomb. Swisher would not allow it. Extremely well played. 5 opportunities for ATK to close this one out, and this is the reverse scenario that we had last time on Dust2, right, Mike? It was 15-10 in favor of PaiN before ATK pulled off 5 in a row. Maybe PaiN can do the same here, and they've certainly got the money to get that full-on buy-up.
That they do. A Krieg's out for Bowden. A Krieg. Can't afford an op?
You wanted a scope. Yeah.
It's a scope. I mean, if you only hit headshots, it's kind of like an op.
Honestly, yeah.
Just click heads, folks.
Just channel that precision headshot that Swisher just got there.
Greatest advice. Oh, in Counter-Strike, Nython's taking it. But he actually does have an AWP, still only hitting headshots. So why not? Great way to get this round going here when you need the round, when it's do or die. Here on Dust2, reminder, this is PaiN's map pick. An overtime game. The last time these two teams met, Nathan wants to take them back there, and he's doing exactly that. 3 huge impact kills with the AWP. The Nathan strikes 2 more times. And now it's Swisher and missed him on their lonesome in a 2v5. But John, at least they have time.
That they do. Let's see if they can find the first frag here. The critical one will be on Nekis, assuming he even gives away his position. He will, but they don't see him. Not yet, anyway. Swisher trying to clear out the pit here. He's going to get a poke of the head here from Nekis, and Swisher just cannot find him. And Nekis is playing this really well. He's just trying to buy time off the clock, give his team a chance to rotate around. And, well, they are going to do exactly that. This is such a tough spot now for ATK. And Nekis even wide swings it to get 1 and the second. That'll be that. PaiN take it. 11th round picked up by them, but it's Nathan who really got that fire started for them. Look at this work in mid. He just makes it look easy on 2 quick scopes onto ATK, who are trying to push up towards him. So, PaiN certainly still very much alive here on Dust2, especially considering that ATK, they don't have their economic footing, and the loss bonus isn't that high.
No. Not. Oh, Neck is a little bit bold here.
Oh, no.
That's going to be 2 rifles dropped. They tried to commit into the fight. Now they're giving over guns. It's even numbers. It's even numbers, and they're still not armor, but they're really committing to this fight, and this could come back to bite them. PKL, though, is going to get things back in order. Oh, okay. My goodness.
Wow.
Okay, sanity restored. Glocks nearly just won the day here for ATK.
I mean, the money doesn't matter for PaiN at all with PKL
No.
on 13,000, but still, wow, ATK. Oh boy, that was very scary for PaiN. Just Glocks, no armor, nothing else, and it works out for them for those first 2 frags, and they get the rifle upgrades. I love the idea on the run boost too. Why not? You're in a really tight spot, just trying to create a distraction and force PaiN to look at the run booster, but they don't. You know, they keep their crosshairs locked in that corner and take care of business. Big ooh, I think he might have been spotted up. I missed. I'm not sure. MOTM gets the first frag, though, on Nathan, and MOTM is going to get traded out by PKL. So numbers even once more, in biggest position, not giving away. Fady could be really in a lot of trouble. They're both out looking in this. What is happening?
Earth? There it is. There it is. Almost like ships in the night, but this one's all PaiN now as Netkiz chimes in for 2 more. Bowden alone. Just a scope. For some damage. Oh, with that shot missed, there will be no more damage to be found. Just 2 rounds now, John. 2 more rounds for PaiN. And another eco on deck for the ATK squad.
Oh, man. Honestly, I thought Fady was going to have a peek towards Cat and maybe catch off Big Uzera, but it ended up being Fady who got locked in towards mid, and then it was the free one for Big. And after that, it just started piling on for PaiN. So ATK back onto the pistols again. This could very well be 15-14, and it's 3 in a row already for PaiN. Nathan gets tagged down to 61 from the scout of Swisher, but Hards Out does deliver the first frag onto Fady, who is trying to push into that B side. Here comes an all-out cap push. Why not? It could work out. They got the Tech 9 along with the Deagle. Swisher going around, but it's PaiN getting 2, Mike.
They are, and the bomb's been dropped. That's the most problematic part of this. You can't get that bomb plant if it's down in towards CT. So they're just going to have to go for the fights, and well, that does not exactly bode well. So just 1 more round on deck here, John. 1 more. ATK were so ferocious through much of this half, but now they might just see this opportunity to close map 1 to equalize the scoreline here, slip away from them.
Oh, jeez. It's just it's the inverse. Almost a mirror image of what happened in that first match on Dust2 in the playoffs.
He is with the secondary op.
Interesting.
Big Uzera's been
Usually
picking it
it's
up for the most part. Yeah. I've even seen Hards Out play it. I wonder if it's just a spawn thing. Now he's tossing it over. Who's actually going to wind up with this op?
Let me see.
They're just throwing ops.
Just throwing them on the ground.
I mean, they've got the money, right? So you might as well put extra guns down if you want to try and go for some of these initial peaks. And it seems like that might be it. Nekis is ferrying the guns over to the angle.
I like it. He wants to have an
really
M4 on
interesting
site.
here. Look at this aggression from PKL. He's gone for the peek in towards the off angle for lower, right?
Yep.
But if someone challenges top mid, he's in for a world of hurt.
It's something
for
they
now,
like
it
to do,
seems like
Mike.
It's the long fight. And no one's fighting. Where'd Nekis leave that up?
I think on site.
Huh. Bit of an odd one, all things told. And ATK are very much bunched here. A minute. Apart from the damage on PKL, there's not been much. And they are all totally committed in towards long.
If PKL pushes tunnels, this will be really bad for ATK. And there he goes. He's pushing into them. If ATK take too long to go for this execute, then PaiN will come roaring back to this A site. Finally, they do get a move on, but they're still stalled out a little bit, Mike.
This is interesting because they don't have a whole lot of information or actually players on platform. PaiN don't realize how far back ATK actually are. So this utility's coming in, but there's no one here. Now PKL's going to come back over with more util, but he's mollied out in towards Cat. Nekis wants to swing. He's got one. He's got two. And he's got the information as well. Now they know exactly how close the players are. They've got the pacing. They've got the spacing. Can they get the kills? 15 seconds. ATK needs to get that bomb down. That'll occupy one of these remaining sets of hands. Zera at least taken out of place.
Oh.
Swisher finds another. He's been the hero for them before, and now they're coming alive. It's just Hardzell. It's just Hardzell. He needs these headshots, but he's got them. A duel with the last. A duel with the last, and the shot on. We're going to overtime. Hardzell drags back a 1v3. All right.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, it's just the first map of this best of 5, but it's already delivering. We got overtime.
Yeah.
ATK unable to close it out after establishing a massive lead. PaiN Gaming. Slow starts in both halves, but now they got to OT. And maybe it's time for them to really take off.
I mean, it was 14-7, if I recall correctly there for ATK at one point, but PaiN just comes storming back into this one. And again, reminiscent of what ATK did to them on Dust2 only 2 nights ago. But let's see, perhaps ATK can be the ones to close it out this time and tie this series up at 1-1, because if PaiN come out with it, I don't know. Big U's going to get the opener. Nice little peek there towards mid, and Nekis finds the second. Swisher was just trying to make his way into the longhouse.
And Swisher was the big hitter so far, although he did slow down on this run back in. Still ended north of 30 frags in regulation, and that's a big piece to lose here with not a bullet of damage taken back the other way. Fady has at least established a toehold here through mid. That's a bit telegraphed by this utility, and Big Uzera's kind of past it. I love this spot for Big U to play. He's got the information, knows that they're not actually crossing in towards B, and instead it's going to be pressure on a Nithon. And Nithon, golly, was Nithon starting to hit in a big way there towards the end. See if he can continue. He certainly can with that. Flashbangs don't bother him. But we force off the angle by the next salvo. But Big Uzera's come in to support. Nithon out of play. A bomb plant perhaps on, but it's holding on to that bomb plant. That's the big concern, and Bowden won't be available. Missed him. 1v4. Shot hit. A second as well. No, not able to finish the spray. It's PaiN on the board first here in overtime.
Yeah, great job by PaiN. Nice early peek coming through from Big Uzera. He gets 2 frags at the end of the day. And even Big U spotting out Bowden, retreating towards Cat. Just his head for a second, but it's enough to give his teammates the information to come around the flank, say, look, he's definitely there. And it was an easy clean afterwards. Missed him. Does make it interesting for a moment. If he gets a second a little cleaner, or I should say gets a second period, it might have been more interesting. But unfortunately for him, it doesn't happen. And PaiN are able to close it out. I just can't believe we're here, to be quite honest with you, Mike, because Hardzao was in such a tough spot. Coming from CT in a 1v3, retaking that A site, I mean, it's not easy. You have the low ground. You have 3 players coming down on you, 1 from car and 2 from the site, but he somehow makes it work, and that's why we're here in the first place. PaiN continuing the momentum from that first half, or second half, excuse me, with, what is it now, 6 in a row, Mike? Yeah, 6 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it was 15-10 at one point here, John. So it's a major momentum swing. It's not looking good for the ATK squad. Take the time. Take the time here, John. What would you be saying if you were in their comms, if you're their coach? If you're
for
addressing
ATK?
things here. Yeah. It's actually a tech pause, so theoretically the coach can't talk. Theoretically.
I mean, if the coach could talk, I would probably be telling him to slow things down just a bit, go back to what was working before, try and get Fady out, maybe get some entries. He's been really good on the aggression. That was what was finding them success, of course, in the early goings of that second half. But now I felt like they were rushing things just a little too much, especially when they were trying to go to that B site, and they really just wanted to end this match a little too quickly. And as a result, PaiN were able to punish, and they really did gain that momentum with those 2, I would say, ill-advised quick hits towards B. So slow the pace down. Let PaiN make the first mistake, because they are very apt to push up, in particular towards mid. They like to get PKL posted up, as we saw in that last round of regulation, towards Xbox. So try and wait for something to happen there, and maybe you'll get rewarded with an opening.
See, I'd be on the opposite camp. Just rush B, boys. No thoughts, only vibes.
Mike,
roll on
no.
the site fast
No.
as possible. Yeah.
No.
That's the move.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, that's what caught them in this situation in the first place. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
but certainly it'll work the next time, right?
Oh yeah, just keep
doing
trying.
it.
Just keep
Just keep doing it. It can't not work that many times in a row.
Oh,
Just
how many
roll
times
on.
I've heard that in an MM match. Oh god. No.
Yeah, this time it should work. Just I miss my flash. This time it'll work.
Yeah. Miss my smoke, miss my flash. Come on, guys.
This time it'll work.
Oh boy.
Slightly different stakes here than in your MM games, but
Of course. Yeah.
just a bit. Just a touch. I do
Not
want to say
even-
something that's somewhat interesting here in terms of context while we've got a little bit more time. I mentioned it last night, but actually just making top 2 is already huge for whichever team either wins or loses this, because we have had quite a few situations in the last few seasons where a team has had to forfeit their spot even after qualifying because of a conflict with some other event or some sort of travel or some sort of an issue. So, I mean, we saw it from Strife this last conference. We saw it for the now EG squad before that. There's a lot of possibility in that second place. Speaking of which, we're going to need a little bit of possibility here and a little bit of a pause here in a moment as we're getting ready to get back in this game. So we'll be back in just a flash. And we're back here, folks. Little hearts, little crowns there from ATK as they're hoping to be crowned. And we do, in fact, have all 5 in the server. We've undefined rocking on up here. That'll be resolved hopefully in just a moment. Indeed it is. Swisher back with us.
Oh, nice opener.
Bowden is with us for the first shot here. Heavy fight towards long, heavy commitment from PaiN. They're going to try and get back in, and they're going to do all right with it. But MLTM keeps it in whack for the squad, and there's another as well. PaiN committing a little bit too heavy into that long fight and suffering some ill effects as a result. But PKL, if he goes through mid, he spotted, I think, just a leg of Fady here. And he's calling out the players ahead. There's Nithon with the shot now. PKL can come back into support. And they've got to get past Nithon here. Man. That AWP is so deadly for the long fight. Yes, he's stuck down low. They could theoretically smoke him off. But he's going to come looking for this first shot. He's got it! And he's away.
Sorry, Mike. Nithon just created a third man on the map by smoking that Molotov onto Car because he convinced ATK someone was there. It's so intelligent because then they try to molly it off and they're still probably not sure Car is necessarily clear because they missed their Molotov. And Nithon, in the meantime, got 2 frags. So smart.
It's a brilliant play. That bomb's made its way over, and they hold Bowden out towards the pit. But look at this. Nithon's gone around towards long. This is something Bowden's not prepared for. He's not expecting it all. Oh, and he does get a snap around, but the shot doesn't hit. It doesn't find home. Swisher needs to get this bomb planted, but where does he even go? There's a player cat. There's a player long. There's no easy escape. He's going to try and create some space with that Molotov. But PKL could even threaten it. No, he's not going to. And that allows Swisher just the moment to give a little bit of a slip away. Got to time the Molotov, though. He's got to be wary from both directions here. Looking for the fight on Nithon first and then to flick around, but whoever spots him might just be it. There's the gap. There's the shot. PKL doesn't have the punish, and Swisher, with a ripper of a shot, takes it home.
Oh, Swisher delivering in the clutch this time, Sandhards out. You can do it, so can I, from the exact same position. Obviously on a 1v3, but still a very tough 1v2. Nithon, though, I must give him props for his play into this round. So intelligent, gets the 2, then even rotates around on the flank to find Bowden and make it very tough for Swisher, but somehow Swisher still manages to seize the day. All right, tied up again, 16-16, and PaiN Gaming trying to go for a peek towards long, but I love the way ATK is taking this. Again, they've got that long control, and they're being patient, waiting for some peeks to come through from PaiN.
It's the emphasis. The utility's going to be huge on it as well, right? What can Missing do? It's even.
Oh,
And, well, he's lost the fight. A little bit unfortunate there, as now that positioning can't be trusted. And with the Molotovs in to clear blue dumpster as well, PaiN Gaming have a lot of info as their own. The hit's going to come in towards B, though. But Big Uzera's locking down mid. Have a smoke for this? They do. 2, if I'm not mistaken. Here comes that smoke. Big Uzera, does he want to play ahead of it? Oh, he's chancing it. He's chancing it. A smoke of their own, but Hardzau's bullets find the barrel instead. PKLs will be a little bit more on the money. 1, 2. Can he find a 30? Can indeed. That drops the bomb and puts it all in the back of MOTM. They need the man of the match now, and they will get no such man available.
oh, this B site for ATK, Mike. It's just not going well at all. The last 4 times they've tried it, denied time and time again. This time, well, it's PKL to deliver with 3 frags, and afterwards, well, his teammates come through and deliver the final blow. So PaiN will take a lead into the second half of the first overtime, and ATK back on their CT side, probably happy to be there the way their T side has gone. At least as of late.
Indeedly doodly. But, I mean, with all the utility up, right, that's one of the chief advantages of overtime for a CT side. You got all the money in the world. You don't have to worry about getting reset. You can make the ops work. That's a nice nade. PKL. Hurting. But aggression from Fady. This could be punished. Indeed it is. Nekiz was watching for exactly that play. Fady liked a bit of aggression in regulation, and this time he'll be punished, John.
The thing is, you can do it on certain occasions, but he's done it so consistently that PaiN was literally waiting for it.
Yep. Big Uzera has a huge spot here. Swisher's coming in to clear it. Oh, he's util out. Oh, fortunate he didn't get punished there. Big Uzera waiting to activate. That Swisher catches a bit of a lucky break.
Wow. Real slowdown in the play here, and PaiN's trying to fake and execute towards the B site. Lots of utility tossed on forward. ATK has 0 presence on A proper. They have a couple of players at long, and, well, I think they're predicting that perhaps there's something more towards B. Now the utility starts to be thrown from Cat onto the A site, so luckily MOTM doesn't decide to push out there, because Hardzau would have had him dead to rights. Will it make a difference? Not sure. Great frag from Nython onto Swisher to open up more space at mid, and now they have A with ATK on the outside looking in.
Bomb ticking away adds so much pressure to this. Shot in, MOTM. That's the opportunity. Don't know he's going to get too many more. The nade bounce could open up some damage, but the bodies are dropping, and they're all in ATK colors. Another map point, but this time it's for PaiN. And they're looking to close things out. They've got a few more opportunities to do so.
Oh, man, this will be the one that slipped away if ATK doesn't come back into this one and tie it up and send us double overtime. Oh, okay, yeah, 2 chances for PaiN to seal this one away, despite being down for a very large portion of regulation. They have powered back. Fady, oh, misses the chance at the opener, just a bit too much movement, and the crosshair slipped off the body. Bigu is going to tag him down a little bit. He does get some damage in return, I think, from that Molotov, but still, it's about even as it stands. ATK absolutely need this round. Otherwise, we're going on to Inferno, Mike.
It's looking like a distinct possibility. Big Uzera taking some inroads towards Catwalk. The space has been allowed. Space has been given over. And ATK are being pushed further back. They're not contesting this. The foothold in. But some chunky pieces of health taken off of 3 of the PaiN Gaming players.
Yeah,
still no kills. Right on the clock, John. Where do they want to take this?
I mean, my guess is B. The way PaiN plays and the way they're positioned right now, they got a lot of control of mid, and B would be a pretty good hit.
Seems like they might be leaning that way because Arrow wants through the doors, and here comes the smokes, here comes the mollies. And here comes the pressure. Mistim needs to answer the call. He's got Fady with him as well. There's Mistim for the first. But there's a whole lot more coming their way.
Oh.
And they can't hold on for the next. The mid player has been lost, but it's even numbers situation with control of the site. That's ideal for the Bees. MOTM drops. No more tunnel presence. Desperation for Bowden and Swisher. They've both been good, but they need to be absolutely titanic here. Pressing forward from mid, that's so tough. They've got one more flashbang to make it happen. They'll need to have it perfectly placed. Here comes the flash, it blooms, it finds nothing, and there go the players. PaiN